Avui, des de RAB Ràdio, portem una entrevista molt especial. Tindrem 5 membres de l'ICEC, la International Commission of European Citizens, que és una xarxa internacional per l'autodeterminació dels pobles, la defensa del dret a la independència, la llengua i la cultura pròpies. L'ICEC es forma per 7 nacions oficials: Catalunya, Flandes, Gales, Escòcia, Euskal Herria, el Tirol del Sud i el Vèneto. A més, també hi ha nacions que col·laboren, com Sicília, Galícia, Bretanya, Irlanda o Sardenya. Segons el mitjà The National, l'ICEC és una de les institucions més importants en la lluita per l'autodeterminació dels pobles a Europa, que a més, treballa de manera independent, sense subvencions ni partidisme. Avui cedeixo el lloc a una persona coneguda pels oients de RAB Ràdio, Arqué, portaveu de l'ICEC pels Països Catalans, a més de ser portaveu de Mantinc el Català i responsable internacional de l'equip rector de la Universitat Catalana d'Estiu. Arqué entrevistarà a Phil Griffiths, portaveu de l'ICEC pel País de Gales i president de Yes Cymru, com l'Assemblea Nacional Catalana d'aquí, Geraint Thomas, director de l'ICEC pel País de Gales, Bart de Balc, portaveu de l'ICEC de Flandes, i Chris White, portaveu de l'ICEC a Escòcia. Així, doncs, cedeixo l'espai a l'Arqué per parlar sobre cada nació, com estan en relació amb la independència i amb la llengua a cada una d'elles i reflexionar sobre la importància de la unió de forces per lluitar-hi.
Molt contenta d'estar aquí avui amb aquest espai de RAB de la Ràdio Amèrica Barcelona. Moltíssimes gràcies a l'equip per permetre'ns aquest temps, aquest espai per poder fer aquestes converses que no poden ser gaire llargues, tantes com m'agradaria, perquè hi ha molt a parlar sobre el País de Gales, sobre Escòcia, sobre Flandes, però sí per a poder almenys tocar aquells punts més interessants. La veritat és que estic molt contenta perquè tinc amb nosaltres els portaveus de l'ICEC, de la xarxa International Commission of European Citizens, que bé, és una xarxa que se va iniciar precisament a Catalunya arran de la feina internacional de les consultes populars, i també perquè els coneixo bé i sé que són gent molt implicada, amb una estimació enorme per la seva cultura i la lluita pels drets humans, per la llibertat dels pobles, i per tant, sense allargar-me més, us presento, ja ho ha fet la Cora, tinc amb nosaltres en Phil Griffiths i el Geraint Thomas, tots dos també, a part de l'ICEC, són del moviment Yes Cymru, del País de Gales. De fet, en Phil n'és el president. Un moviment que està agafant una solidesa molt important, que està donant unes dades a favor de la independència cada vegada més i més i més positives, cosa que evidentment és un entusiasme per ells, però també per tota la resta, i també pels catalans que ens ho mirem i els acompanyem i treballem amb ells per fer que arribin a bon port, no? El que els preguntaria abans que res és precisament això, no? Com viuen ells aquest moment al País de Gales i quina és la perspectiva o el projecte més immediat que tenen. So we know it's amazing how the movement, Yes Cymru, how all the data in favor of the support for independence amongst the young, really important. So we're all very enthusiastic with your work and how things are going. So what would you want to tell us, to Catalans, about your moment in Wales and your short-term perspectives, as there's also elections coming soon? How are you leaving this?
Well, first of all, I think both myself and Geraint are very, very excited. These are very exciting times for us in Wales, in Cymru, because we can see the direction of travel now very clearly. Yeah. There have been a number of opinion polls that demonstrate that there is a growing support for the idea of independence, and especially, as you say, among the younger generation, the 18 to 24-year-olds, I believe, in the last poll that was conducted just before the summer, 72%, which, gives us huge confidence now as we move forward. So yes, we're on a bit of a high. We've got a lot of work to do. We're under no illusions that it's going to be easy, because we know it's going to be difficult. But we can see now that there is a real, genuine appetite there for independence.
Estàs d'acord, Geraint?
Yes,
you must feel
and also because the campaign for independence in Wales is a very positive campaign. There are elements of frustration with the way Wales has been governed by Westminster government in London, but on the whole vision for an independent Wales is a positive one, and that's why we're appealing so much to the younger generations. They can identify with the fact that there's going to be a positive future for Wales as an independent nation. And also it's a lot to do with identity as well, because people, for the first time in many generations, the vast majority of Welsh people have confidence in themselves as being Welsh and as being confident, outward-looking, positive people as a Welsh nation, rather than the conflicting views maybe of the British outlook, which is looking a bit more old-fashioned and out of date.
Right, so... I de fet, ells són com els nous partners, els nous socis d'aquesta xarxa internacional de l'ICEC. Estem molt contents de que així sigui. Per què, quina motivació heu tingut per voler ser part d'aquesta xarxa? Why would you think it was a good idea to come and become part of ICEC?
I think because we feel it's absolutely vital to be part of something bigger. And, as Yes Cymru, we're a grassroots, members-led organisation, and we need to be able to show to our members that, we're not on our own here. There are other nations, other stateless nations in Europe campaigning for exactly the same thing. So we can learn from each other. We'll be taking back lots of information, lots of lessons learned from this visit back to Wales, so that we can really fire up our members again and inspire them and share good practice with what's going on elsewhere.
How many members are you?
We're currently around 6,000.
Són 6.000 membres, però 50.000 els que demanen informació mensual. No sé si el Geraint, do you want to add to this?
Yeah, as Phil said, it's we're getting two things from it. We're getting inspiration from other nations. We're also trying to find out where we're at with our campaign, because we've always got a little bit of an inferiority complex in Wales, where we think that we, at the beginnings, but in fact, we are actually doing quite well, and then it gives us confidence. But also, the important thing is now, looking forward to the next few years, for ICEC, it's going to be really important that we as nations strategise together and have a common strategy moving forward, so that we can change the future of Europe in the coming decade or so. And we can do that better by working with nations like Catalunya and other nations that are part of ICEC.
All of us together, all of us, millions, plus all the other millions of Democrats, which are not in our nations, but they agree with all our narrative, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that they exist in Germany, in Finland, everywhere there's Democrats. So thank you very much. I don't know if you want to, because we have so short time and we have now Scotland and Wales, but if you want to add something else. Today we're going to Manresa.
Yes,
La Marcha de les Torches.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, and it's really an honour as well, to be part of something that's a new experience for both Phil and I. And we're involved in organising marches in Wales and have done for a few years. And it's going to be an experience in living through a Catalan independence march.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Doncs continuem ara aquest espai de l'ICEC, amb aquestes converses, amb en Chris White, representant i portaveu d'Escòcia en l'ICEC. Hola, Chris.
Hola, Anna.
I en Bart de Valk, que és el representant i el portaveu de Flandes a l'ICEC. Hola.
Hola.
Bart, com
Hola,
estàs?
Anna.
Tot bé? Chris and Bart, what's going on in our countries? It seems so much silence in the recent years, but I'm sure that independence is still strong and with a lot of support, isn't it?
Yes, no, thank you, Anna. Obviously, as you know, in Scotland we had a official referendum, one that was sanctioned by the UK government in 2014.
Sí.
And the UK government said that Scotland was not allowed another referendum for a generation. So now there are 1 million young people who did not have the opportunity to vote in 2014. So it's, as you say, we've stalled, but it's now back on the agenda because there is a new generation there now. And as you heard from our Welsh friends, they have their election next May. Scotland also has its elections next May. So it's a perfect opportunity to demand independence for both Scotland and Wales. So, in essence, to take on the UK state from two sides.
Per les dues bandes.
Exactly.
Fantàstic. Deixem-me veure, Bart, Flandes. It happened a little bit with Euskal Herria, right? So you had all these absolute majorities of the nationalists, independentists, but neither Scotland, Catalunya, Euskal Herria or Flanders, any of us is not independent yet. So what is going on in Flanders at the moment?
What this time going on in Flanders is, first of all, we are the biggest nationalist family in Belgium, not only in Flanders, but also in Belgium. So at this moment, the Flemish nationalists, they occupy the Belgian castle, as they say. If you can't demolish the castle, occupy the castle.
So you are occupying the castle.
Sure, that's what we're doing, yeah. Okay, so we have two big parties in Flanders, but in Flanders, the people in Flanders are a sleeping separatist people, a nation. Because everybody knows that Belgium is not working. In the contrary, Bart de Wever, as at this moment Prime Minister of Belgium, he already told everybody in several interviews, Belgium is not working. I'm trying to do my best, but we think because of Belgium is almost bankrupt, there's no money anymore. So within a few years, then we'll see what's happening with Belgium, because the French part is bankrupt, Brussels is bankrupt, and the only people who can save Belgium are the Flemish guys. So they need money extra. So what is the NVA going to do? Are they going to give more money to the French part and demanding more independence for Flanders, or are just giving the money to Wallonia without asking something back? That's what's going to happen. So we'll see. Some people in Flanders believe in a strategy, a rotten strategy. So let live what lives, because the Belgian state is eating itself. We got 6 governments. And there are 6 governments, and there's only one government who is working literally.
The Flemish.
Yeah.
És que això ja mirava el Chris, perquè recordo els primers anys de l'ICEC i les visites a Flandes, i els flamencs ens explicaven aquesta complexitat que tenen. Ells, de fet, tenen 6 governs. Però l'únic que funciona és el govern flamenc.
Belgium is not only a fake state, like Trump said, it's also a failed state. That's what I want to say, because also there's no democracy in Belgium, because the Flemish and the French and the Flemish people have the same rights. So Flanders can decide anything what's real important for the property of Flanders, because the French can vote against what's happening in Flanders. So we don't have democracy, and that's the point. That's another point, because more and more Flemish people say, what's happening now in Belgium, this can't take any long anymore. Because we have to shut up and give money.
En aquest sentit, Chris, talking about this kind of lack of sovereignty, or the sleeping independentists, or what you would like to add?
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems in Scotland is that the United Kingdom is very much a failed state also, and we live in in the United Kingdom, we live under austerity. So people, as in Catalonia, as in Spain, etc., people see the crisis of living. Things are getting more expensive. There's less support, etc. And in Scotland, the Scottish Government, under the SNP, the Scottish National Party, have mitigated these problems. And that strategy is perhaps it's not helpful for independence, because then people think, well, you're doing a very good job as a autonomous government. We don't need the independence. But then we start spending much of the money in Scotland on mitigating the disaster of Westminster. It's a difficult dilemma, because on the one hand you want to help people, but on the other hand they have to see correctly that this is the country, or the when I say country, I obviously refer to the United Kingdom in that sense. But they need to see that it is failed, and that the only answer for that is the independence. But then you may have to make these difficult decisions. I think things are changing a little in Scotland in terms of there's a few new political parties that will be more important in the next elections. Alba, for example.
Nous partits a Escòcia.
And they are pro-independence. But possibly this is what the government needs, the Scottish National Party needs, is a kick up the bum, as we say in Scotland.
Per últim, i per acabar, una pregunta sobre l'ICEC. Tots vosaltres, de fet, la fundació de l'ICEC va ser a Escòcia i Flandes. De fet, a qui vaig conèixer el primer quan vaig anar a Brussel·les va ser el Chris White, en el Parlament Europeu, i d'allà una mica tot va continuar rodant. Com valoreu després d'aquests 16 anys, perquè vam començar el 2009, recordeu que vau vindre tots vosaltres, heu vingut moltes vegades com a observadors internacionals a les consultes, però també després amb la consulta del Mas, després també amb el referèndum del 2017. How would you value all this trip, or this travel, or this journey that we've made since 2009, and if you are still convinced of the value of this network for the future?
I think today and this week just proves how the organisation ICEC is still evolving, and it's still gaining new friends. I mean, here we are this week with the people from Wales, our Welsh friends, and before they weren't part of ICEC, and it shows you that that's, for me, that's what shows the value and the enduring strength of ICEC, is that it keeps growing, it keeps having new members, because I think we all have to remember that the right to self-determination is not something that's just going to stop. It's going to go on for not only for Catalonia or for Flanders or for Wales, for Scotland, but for the whole world. People who wish to decide their own future and decide how they wish to run their country. It's never going to go away. So I feel really positive about the future of ICEC as well. I would love the day to come where we didn't need ICEC because Catalonia was independent, Flanders independent, etc.
Bart, do you feel the same?
Yeah, ICEC is very important for Flanders because we learn from each other, we support each other, but we learn from each other. And what's very important is what there's in Flanders, there's a lack of support base for independence. So we can learn from Scotland, we can learn from especially Catalonia, but we can also learn from Wales how organize or how mobilize people to support independence. So in Flanders we have everything what we need. Everything is lying on the table. So we have everything what we need, but what we don't have is a support base for independence. So we need a commercial plan to introduce independence, so a housewife who lives alone with 3 children can say, I want to live in an independent Flanders because it's good for me. What's in it for me? It's a commercial plan. What's in it for me? Independence should be good for me, and staying in Belgium is bad for me. So that thing is what we're missing in Flanders.
Doncs si voleu afegir alguna altra coseta abans de tancar, perquè el temps se'ns ha acabat.
No, thank you.
All good. Well, just today we're going to Manresa for la Marcha de les Torches. What about that? It is something that you look forward for this kind of concentrations, demonstrations.
I think that, because going back to what Bart was saying as well about that, is that we all learn from one another, and strangely enough in Scotland we have the popular vote for independence, right? We have more than 50% that wish for independence, but we have no infrastructure or organisational skills. But we lack them,
the Germanic
that they have in Flanders. So it's the opposite way around. And then when we come to Catalonia, we're always amazed. We're always so touched by the passion and the enormity of the celebrations or the manifestations. So, for example, tonight I can imagine it's going to be very emotional because it's infectious. That type of passion. And so I think hopefully we can all infect one another in terms of with organisation, with will, etc., with passion, and I think that's another thing about the organisation that brings us together.
¿Estás de acuerdo, Bart?
Yeah, I suppose it's all about language this time in Manresa, which is very important because language is a very important part of culture. And the Dutch language, in which we speak in Flanders for centuries, is very important. It's very nice that we can have a speech in our own language, so everybody can hear what it sounds. It's very important. The Welsh guys are very, very sensitive for the language. In Flanders, it's the same thing. So that's very nice. And I can agree with everything what Chris said. We agree most of all in everything what we say to each other. So
D'acord, doncs ho deixem aquí. Moltíssimes gràcies de nou a tot l'equip de RAB per haver-nos deixat aquest temps, a la Cora, al Germà, a la Júlia i als tècnics. Moltes gràcies, independència i endavant.